Sales are down, inventory's down, and median sale price, meanwhile, is going straight to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, the condo market in Miami-Dade, specifically for the non-luxury range, is going absolutely wild, and we're going to be talking about it in this video today. Jake Fletcher with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent, and I got to tell you guys, this market just won't let up for buyers especially. It is tough times. We're talking about in this video everything from active supply, new inventory, median sale price, close price to original price ratio, days on market, months of inventory, literally everything that you need to know in order to make the most informed and best decision for you and your family in this crazy market today. So we're talking about the non-luxury condo range, okay, which is everything that is $1 million and less in Miami-Dade, which represents about the bottom 90% of the market, the top 10% being the luxury range, okay? So first thing we're gonna be looking at here is, let me include myself in the fun, and then also get my graph right here. Okay, so we're looking at sales and closed price to original price ratio first, both of which slumped from June to July in 2023 for non-luxury condos and townhouses in Miami-Dade, like I said. And typically during the summer months, we actually see more sales due to the fact that kids are out of school and it's more convenient for people to move. But due to low inventory and high interest rates, this is not what we've been seeing honestly for the past few years. You can see really actually the past 4 years. You can see 2009 in the summer, things trended down. 2020, actually, we saw things trend up. That was the one off year. That was like the beginning of the Zoom rush. But then 2021 summer, we saw a big slump. 2022, we saw an even bigger slump. And then here we are in the summer of 2023, and we still slumping and jumping, y'all. So, you know, it ain't fun if you're a buyer. If you're a seller, it's great. We're going to talk about what it means for both in this video as well. But you can see that, you know, the sort of normal summer jump that we normally see has turned into a summer slump. All right. So for example, July's sales, that's our green line here, actually came in at 1,017, which was down 214 units from June's 1,231, which is a month-over-month decrease of 17.4%, which is pretty substantial to happen in just 1 month when we're talking about sales, okay? Now, year-over-year sales from this July to the previous July in 2022 went from 1,367 to 1,017, again, which was a 350 unit decrease or 25.6%, okay? So, you know, not as crazy comparatively when you look at just that month over month, which was 17.4, but still over 25% decrease in 1 year is a lot, okay? Now compared to July of 2021's 2,203 sales, you're looking at a 53.8% reduction in the number of sales since July 2021. So you can really see how sales have slumped over the past couple years, you know, of drastically reduced inventory and raising rates. So not the most fun if you're a buyer looking for inventory in this market, but it is what it is, and you know, we bring you guys the up-to-date information no matter what it is. So close price to original price ratio is the average percentage difference between the list price and the sale price of condos and townhouses in the market, and that's our blue line there. So you can see that this measure also decreased from June to July from 96.9% down to 96.8%, so not a ton, but compared to last July when it was literally off the charts over here, over 100%, on average, you can see how, you know, I mean, basically how much things have softened in that department since last year. So what that means is that sellers are not just automatically getting what they want for their properties. Buyers have a little bit more leeway because demand, you know, again, has decreased a little bit with higher interest rates. And of course, less supply in the market leads people to kind of pause their search because they can't find what they're looking for. So next up, let's look at inventory, which is this chart right here. Gotta love it. So looking at inventory right now, we can see that things aren't looking particularly inspiring, as both of those have also decreased from June to July. active listings, aka supply, went from 5,323 to 5,222 units, which is a difference of 101. So also that equals 1.9% month over month decrease, okay? Now, when we look at the year over year picture, last July had 5,456 active listings of non-luxury condos, which is a difference of 234 units or 4.3%. Now compare that to July 2020 when there was 13,018 active listings over here. That's a staggering difference. And actually it literally equates to a 7,796 unit difference, which is a decrease of 59.9%, which is simply just wild, okay? To think that we have basically 60% less inventory than we had in July of 2020, 2020 actually was here. That's just crazy. I mean, and you can see how wild it looks on the graph too. But hearing the difference of, the almost 7,800 less units for sale compared to when we had around 13,000. I mean, it just shows you, kind of how drastic things are. And, you can see how this decrease in supply is influencing prices, right, to remain high and continue getting higher as demand has not reduced in line with the decrease in listings for sale. So yes, decrease in listings has decreased. Maybe demand has decreased a bit with higher interest rates, but the amount that the demand has decreased due to high interest rates and low inventory is not in line with just how much the inventory has decreased, okay? Excuse me. Now, looking at new inventory, which is our blue line there, we see that it also took a dip from June to July 2023 from 1,669 to 1,599, which is a difference of 70 units or 4.2%, which is a lot to occur from one month to another, okay? Now, year over year, last July, we saw 1,985 new listings, which is a 386 unit spread for a 19.4% decrease. So that's pretty substantial when we see, the percentage of what we were getting new listings last year compared to now being down almost 20%. That's a lot. Compared to that, comparing that to July 2020, that benchmark we've kind of talked about a couple times here now, when there was 2,447 new units, that's an 848 new unit difference or 34.7%. So a huge disparity there as well. So now let's look at median sale price. And median sale price, as you can see, that's our green line there. It continues to skyrocket into the atmosphere like a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Hopefully not one that explodes. Depending how you look at it, maybe an explosion would be good for that line at this point, but it just keeps going up is the point, all right? Now, from June to July, median sale price increased $10,000 in just 1 month, or 2.6%, from $385,000 to $395,000. And now year over year, we saw last July's median sale price of $360,000 increase by 9.7%. Okay, so in 1 year, 9.7%, not as drastic as our single family home number in June, but still pretty significant, okay? Now going back again to that July 2020, benchmark we've been talking about here, looking at the green line here again, median sale price was $252,000 at that time, okay? That's a $143,000 increase or 56.7%. So I'm sorry, anyone who's been waiting for the market to crash. It looks like the old saying of time in the market beats timing the market was right yet again, and will very likely continue to be accurate. So I'd say get your foot in the door ASAP if you have not done so yet, okay? Now looking at average days on market, that's our blue line here that's looking a little bit crazy. We have an interesting picture that it's painting for us here compared to single family homes, which went down month over month. Average days on market for non-luxury condos actually went up from 74 to 75 days on market from June to July. So we see that little tick up. So the market is softening in that regard, which is interesting. And it's also 18 more days on market than last July's 57 days on market, and 75 more days on market than July 2020's 150 days on market. So we're significantly quicker than we were back here, but we're significantly higher than we were 1 year ago. Now, last but not least, are we in a seller's market? Are we in a buyer's market? Well, let's look at months of inventory next, which is the measure of how long it would take to sell the existing supply if no new listings came on the market. And drum roll, please. Yes, we are still very much in a seller's market. However, interestingly, we went from 4 to 5 months of inventory from June to July, which is both 1 month less than last month and 1 month less than last year in July, okay? So, that's basically due to the days on market picking up, like we pointed out. Even though there's less inventory, the days on market have increased enough to where we see that months of inventory increase. So what in the world does this mean if you're a buyer? What does it mean if you're a seller, if you're an investor? Well, I've been kind of preaching this gospel for a while. If you're a buyer, get your foot in the door. As you can see by median sale prices, they just keep getting higher and higher. Interest rates are not going to be getting lower substantially anytime soon. So the best thing to do is get your foot in the door. Even if that means you have to make a compromise with what it is that you're looking for, you got to do it. Unless you want to be a renter for the rest of your life, you got to figure out a way to buy, okay? It sucks, it's hard, I get it. You can reach out to me and I will at least help you to make it as easy as it can be. But it's not easy to buy a property right now. That is true, right? Unfortunately, unless you have, a rich family member, bless their hearts, that are able to help you out to buy a property. It's not easy to buy right now, but you got to figure out a way to do it. Whether you're using some type of down payment assistance program, if you're doing FHA first-time home buyer and putting down 3.5%, the good news is that because rates have gotten higher and because inventory is low and demand has softened just a little bit, that does mean that there's less competition for you as a buyer. Now, there's a storm brewing in the condo market right now, which is Senate Bill 4D. Okay, now I'll probably be making a video about this at some point because it could lead to decreased median sale prices in the condo market in the next year or so, okay? But that's yet to happen. The main thing you need to know about that in short is that condominiums that don't have sufficient reserves in their finances are going to have to legally be required to substantiate or bolster their reserves, have a reserve study done, and have enough in reserves for any type of structural issues that the buildings might encounter. Now, this is going to apply to any condominiums that are 3 stories or higher, okay? So there are a lot of buildings, probably probably around 85% of buildings in Miami-Dade that don't have sufficient reserves, okay? So this could lead to a lot of these buildings levying special assessments against the owners of the associations, where they have to all of a sudden pay a lot of money to fill those reserve coffers, and a lot of people aren't gonna be able to afford that. So that could lead to a situation where condo prices decrease in Miami-Dade. We will definitely be keeping a very close eye on that in this channel, but as of now, it is not having an effect. And as long as you're buying a condo that has reserves right now, you're gonna probably still be better off, right, than if you just stayed as a renter, or especially, if you buy something that has like substantial reserve issues and then all of a sudden you have a special assessment levied and, could get bad. Now, what does this mean if you're a seller of a condo? Pricing the condo properly is always important. Having proper representation. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with other agents and they can't even fill out a contract properly, okay? So if you're a seller, you really need to have somebody representing you who knows the contracts and knows how they need to be executed and all the information, what it means, and how to properly represent you, or you could be putting yourself at risk. I can't put enough emphasis on how important this is. There are so many jokers in this industry that it absolutely blows my mind, boggles my mind, and frustrates me to where I have steam coming out of my ears like a freaking cartoon. So it's really important that you work with somebody who knows what they're doing, okay? Really good, easy way to gauge that is if you're not working with me, if you're working with somebody else, Ask them, how many contracts are there for the purchase and sale of residential real estate in the state of Florida? If they don't say 5, do not hire them, okay? Call me. I will help you out. I will represent you better than anybody you could ever possibly imagine. I have a 100% success ratio of selling every property I've ever listed. I just got a property under contract for an insane amount over the list price the other day, and I'm extremely good at it. So if you want to work with the best, give me a call. But pricing your property correctly is going to create a situation where you can actually potentially get that bidding war going on, which is what you want as a seller. What does it mean if you're an investor? Well, you need to, again, pay attention to Senate Bill 4D, make sure you're buying into a good building, and also realize that getting a deal in Miami is different than getting a deal in other cities, okay? Investors love deals, I know. But Miami is the hottest real estate market in the world, on planet Earth, okay? So getting a deal here is getting something at market value. You're not getting stuff here below market value. It's just not what happens in this market, okay? So you need to be aware of that. And again, you need to have a realtor who can help you determine what the comparative market value is of a property, and that way you can decide what is a fair offer to make, okay? List prices are kind of like the yellow speed limit signs. They're sort of like a suggestion, but and also too, as we saw with the closed price to original price ratio, sellers aren't just automatically getting what they're asking for in this market anymore. But you still need to know what the market value is so that you can know what a property is worth, okay? And that's gonna help inform you as to what your offers actually should be, right? In order to get the property. And also that's why I'm here, is to help to guide you through the process of, hey, what is it actually probably gonna take in order to secure this property, okay? Because there's so little inventory right now, the pickings between, the actual good investment properties are very few, okay? And there are other people who know that what good investments are and which ones are not good investments, right? So, there's a lot of investors vying over a very small number of investment properties. And, working with somebody who knows how to navigate that is extremely important. It's more important than it's ever been because there's so little inventory. And again, there's so many jokers out there. That's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions whatsoever, all my contact info is in the description down below, and I'd love to help you out. Can't wait to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. Literally no reason not to. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss videos like this in the future, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.